Hello, everyone. I'm Andrew Bevan, Multimedia Communication Specialist at Lawrence Public Schools, and you're listening to the Lawrence Public Schools podcast. I thought it would be such a missed opportunity if I didn't rickroll the entire district with such a beautiful orchestral rendition of Rick Astley's infamous Never Gonna Give You Up, performed generously by the illustrious Lawrence High School Orchestra. Thank you for that. So, hope you enjoyed it. I know, I did. Anyways, today, as always, I'm joined by my co-host and interim superintendent, Dr. Janice Swift.
Good morning, Andrew. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good. It's great to be here.
I agree. And we are joined today by a very special guest.
And we're so excited.
Very, very excited. The energy is palpable. We'll be talking to the two Lawrence Youth of the Year nominees, starting with Lawrence High School's very own Arabella Gipp. Arabella, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. How are you?
Oh, I'm always good. Thanks so much for being here. It's an honor having you on today.
And Arabella is a senior at Lawrence High School, and we're right here live on set at Lawrence High today.
Yes, we are in the field, boots on the ground, in the trenches. So, Arabella, we've heard about you through the grapevine about this thing called Youth of the Year. It's kind of a big deal around here. Could you explain what that is and how you got involved with it?
Yes, so Youth of the Year is a program through the Boys and Girls Clubs of America.
Yeah.
So a lot of the teen centers around the nation has a teen center.
Yes.
And so they have a Youth of the Year program. So just like ours with the Boys and Girls Club of Lawrence, they have a Youth of the Year program. And they get to nominate some of their top teens and the people who really, truly love the club. I'm so lucky that this was my third time being chosen to be able to represent the Boys and Girls Club of Lawrence. The process with it is we have like a packet we got to fill out, 3 essays, a cover letter, a resume. We got to memorize a 3-minute speech, and we have a 15-minute interview.
Wow.
You know, Arabella, we're here today because when we heard about your award, and unfortunately I was like triple scheduled, so I didn't get to be there that night about a week ago when you got the award. But we heard about you and we're like, we have to go see Arabella. We've been wanting to welcome student guests. And I just have to point out, you're our first Lawrence Public Schools student guest on the podcast.
Yeah. It sounds a lot cooler to us than I think to everybody else.
But we're starting with someone kind of famous.
That's
which
true.
Is Arabella.
Way more famous than us.
As the Youth of the Year.
Yeah, we heard about it and I was like, 3 times you were nominated? Was it a three-peat?
So, technically, with like the Boys and Girls Clubs of America rules, you can only do it 3 out of your 4 years of high school. So I took a break last year. You know, junior year is hard. It's rough.
Yeah.
It was really hard for me. So I was like, I can't be doing Youth of the Year on top of like all these AP classes and all of this. So I took a break, but you can technically say 3-peat since I didn't do it.
You were like Michael Jordan. You retired and you came back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But it's just so powerful. Like I'm so grateful to be able to like represent the Boys and Girls Club and represent Lawrence and even be here right now. Like it's super cool being kind of like the first of things and setting the stage for the new generation coming forward.
Well, we're so proud of you and we're just so awed by you and by your leadership. So tell us a little bit about your experience here at Lawrence High School. What do? You were sharing a little earlier some of the stuff that you're engaged in.
Yeah, so right now I'm very in with our journalism program. I'm an editor-in-chief of our newspaper, the LHS Budget. I'm in video production, so it's my first year being in it, but I really am excited. I really put everything into it, coming into it.
Oh, wow. So you're in video production. You interested in higher level education, university? What are you thinking?
Yes, I want to go to Johnson County, major in graphic
place.
design first to kind of set the stage and kind of so then I can kind of pick where I want to go later and pick the more specific major later.
Yes.
I love
when I go to a big 4 year.
It's a great idea.
And I want to be able kind of to be financially responsible here in a town that I know before I move and know nothing about where I'm at. But that's like the first step, and then trying to leave Lawrence and kind of see what the world has to offer and then choose whether or not if I want to come back and be here on my own terms because Lawrence is really special, but that's all I know.
Yeah,
Right.
That's a great idea.
I love that. I did a similar path, just did my general studies at a local junior college, and then really was very thoughtful and very intentional about where to go to finish up that 4-year degree. So I'm so excited for you to do that. I'm really excited that we get to keep you in Lawrence for a little bit longer.
You're a senior. You still got 4 years until you're graduated college. So I still got 4 years before she takes my job and kicks me out. That's going to be nice. So good. I can plan for a little bit.
And true.
Video production, graphic design. I mean, that's like right up her alley on that one. Like public schools communications, not a bad gig. Look into it.
Yeah.
So, Youth of the Year, video production, graphic design. You've done a lot, it seems, throughout your high school career. What are some of the highlights to you?
I would say just being a club kid. I mean, the Boys and Girls Club has been there for me more ways than I can count, more ways that I can explain.
That's sweet.
Growing up in Lawrence and like when COVID hit, like I was very isolated being an only child.
Yeah.
So like I didn't really fit into the school anymore after I was isolated for so long, but I was always able to be at the Boys and Girls Club. And I was always welcome with open arms, no matter how long it went since I wasn't there or if I was there every day. I was able to be so many things there that I wasn't here. But they also like pushed me to join journalism and to join video productions.
That's great.
Wow.
I was kind of iffy about it, whether if I wanted to join or not. When I first took graphic design 1, and I was like, maybe I want to, maybe I don't know. And they really were like, just try it.
Yeah.
Like, just go and try it, see what happens. And I've been in it for 3 years now.
That's amazing.
So it's like, being a club kid is like probably my top like highlight of my entire like school career.
That's honestly a pretty big highlight. Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Boys and Girls Club is incredible. The work they do is incredible. And
And the opportunities,
Yes.
exactly what you shared, Arabella, to be connected. It almost sounded like you were talking about like a family, or a little home away from home kind of group. So you gave a speech.
Mhm.
What do you want people to hear now that they're listening? Are there messages that you want to share?
I think my big thing with being a part of the Youth of the Year program is I just wanted everyone to be who they were. So I push heavy, especially this year, that like everybody has their individual superpowers. Like I mentioned in my speech, mine is my voice and my passion. And so going into the state Youth of the Year level and regionals or nationals, if I make it that far, like being able to represent a diverse group of people and showcase other people's individual superpower is something that like I'm really looking forward to and what I want to do.
I love it.
it's huge.
That's great.
Well, I think Lawrence is a big place. It's got a lot of people, a lot of diversity, a lot of strengths, and a lot of unique, incredible, world-class talents. And the fact that you were able to stand out in a sea of incredible people says a lot about your character. Especially at a school as historic and as long-standing as Lawrence High. Exactly. It says a ton about who you are, and it's great that you're here in Lawrence, making Lawrence a better place. We're lucky to have more people like that here.
We really are, and I love that message of every voice being heard and every student being seen and valued, every individual for exactly who they are. I bet now in Boys and Girls Club, you're like the top of the heap. So do you have talks with younger kids?
Kind of. So I'm quite a lot of things at the Boys and Girls Club. One, Youth of the Year candidate, Lawrence Youth of the Year. I work there.
Yeah.
I work at the front desk at the teen center.
Oh,
so I work with like middle schoolers and like some younger high schoolers mainly.
Yeah.
And I'm like the president of our Keystone Club, which is a community service-based group that actually I helped bring to its first National Keystone Conference.
Wow.
This past summer, we went to Atlanta.
Ooh, A-Town.
And then I also went to DC this summer with Boys and Girls Club as well.
That's so awesome.
I just kind of like talking with them. A lot of the, middle schoolers, younger high schoolers, like they're going through the same thing that I did.
Yes.
And I'm a lot younger than some of our other staff, so I not necessarily get it, but they're more comfortable talking to me because I'm still in school.
Oh, that's nice.
So I understand a little bit better.
Right.
I love when they come and talk to me. I love when they tell me their little middle school drama and their crushes and that kind of stuff. When they play sports, like all of that, I just love hearing it. I love making them laugh, and they're super funny, so they make me laugh all the time.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It really just makes working there and being a part of it so much better.
That's wonderful. And so you really, feels like what you're saying is it's kind of a full circle moment for you as you're able to now be that, I don't want to put too much pressure on it, but be that person for younger students. That's awesome.
That's definitely what I try to do. Growing up with the Boys and Girls Club and definitely being once I started going to the teen center, that's what I got.
Oh.
That's like some of my mentors, like Mr. Chris. He has always been there for me. I always tell him about every single thing that happens, whether if it's something crazy like I got a grade bad or like something. I'm like, dang, like look what happened today. Or like even when I got our first issue out this year, like I showed him, like I gave him a copy. I tell them to check out Three-Way Productions, and they always do, and they always like check in on me. They will help me with my school stuff and my professional stuff, but they also help me with my personal life. And so I try to do that for those younger kids because it's not a thing that a lot of people have, having a mentor so young.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So the highlights and the lowlights and somebody to walk through all of those is just powerful. Yeah.
We have a responsibility to do the right thing when we can. If we have the opportunity, you have to take it. And it's easy to say that. It's impossibly harder to actually execute and to have people that do. People like your mentor, Chris, and yourself is very special. So if you do those things, those little things every day that help people, it'll affect them for the rest of their lives, which is huge.
It's the whole pay it forward
Yes.
concept, and I love that you live by that. That's awesome.
It's important. We need people like that in our
In the world.
for
Yes.
sure. Yes.
Yes. So you're here staring down class of 2025. How does it feel, Arabella?
It's so crazy being in my second semester of senior year, like not having to get to school till 10. Like it's something that I always kind of dreamed about. I think growing up, like as an only child, like I always like rushed to get 18, and then I'm here and I'm like, what is happening?
What do we do now?
Yeah, I'm like, what is next? I don't know. But it's super surreal, especially like coming into high school with the last year of COVID and being masked, and like it's just never really thought that I would get to this point because of what happened when I entered high school.
Yes.
And being here is just something that like I wasn't thinking about when I got into freshman year.
Oh, I'm sure.
But I'm super excited for the next steps. I'm super excited that we kind of finally made it after through the end of middle school and early high school. Like we're here.
Yeah.
It's hard work. It's hard work.
You know, Arabella, I'm always impressed by the age at which students had that experience, and all of us really.
Yeah.
And you talked about superpowers earlier. I feel like you have like a triple superpower because the biggest thing that's happened to us collectively happened when you were transitioning from 8th to 9th. So I feel like
Big transition too.
Yeah, you've already had that. So you're so strong, I bet, from that experience, don't you think?
Yeah, I think having COVID hit when I was in 7th grade really kind of
Oh,
got
it was
me.
really 7th. Yeah.
That's when it started because I didn't go to pretty much school during 8th grade, like almost at all.
That was kind of the virtual year.
Yeah. And then we came back like probably like the last quarter of school, and then I was transitioning into high school, and that was super, super crazy for me to do that and also like play sports. So like I played volleyball for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
So like coming into high school, it was right there. Like volleyball season was right there.
What a wake-up call.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like going from 7th grade to freshman, hello volleyball.
Yeah, I never thought about the sports side of it. I was in college when COVID hit freshman year. And, I know it's a shock. I didn't do D1 sports, so.
Andrew, don't be silly.
But yeah, so it's interesting to hear the perspective of sports and everything, and how young you were during that. But for you to go through such a big transition and to come out on the other side and still want that interaction and to still want to help people and be able to see it as a positive experience for yourself, I mean, that's huge.
I just feel like there's a resilience and a strength that you have. You know, we're all the sum of the experiences we've had. Mm-hmm. So I hope as you go away to college and you think about the rest of your life that you just take confidence in you've been through hard days and you survived them, and not only survived them but thrived in them. So congratulations.
Thank you. I think like the class of 2025 and 2024, like that.
Yes.
I think a lot of us kind of wanted to push for that interaction and push for that doing good. Like I see it with my friends and like my classmates that graduated last year, like they're all super into the community and want to put forth that stuff because we didn't have that during that time. And like 2024, like they got into high school and it was virtual. Yeah. Like they had a really hard time. Right. It's so strange for them. Like our first year of high school compared to theirs is so different.
They might not know what the normal looks like at all. And to come into that world and to adapt and to learn at such a young age, like the whole class of 2025 and all of the recent high schoolers, middle schoolers and elementary school, those kids are so, like you said, resilient, and they're building up that resistance to hardship.
When I talk to kids about this topic, I'm always fascinated. Do you feel like the friends that you have stronger friendships with them because of what you've been through?
I think 100%. Beforehand, like obviously, like you were friends with everybody. Like in early middle school, you were friends with everybody, pretty much.
You knew everybody.
Exactly. And then COVID hit, and like again, like I was super isolated. I didn't really have any friends during COVID. I got into high school, and I only had a few, and that was super strange coming into this big school, and I was like, I know nobody.
Yeah, the size is
it's huge.
It's exponential from middle school,
and so I think like getting through that, at least that first year, and being able to meet new people, like that really made me look hard into what I want in a friendship. And some of the friends that I've made in the past couple of years, like I'm moving in with them.
Yeah.
Like they're like going to be my roommates. Like they're going to be
awesome.
people that I'm going to know for forever. And I think, yes, COVID was really hard, but it also like kind of was a wake up call with like how to be in a friendship correctly and not
that's a great way to look at it.
Yeah.
I love that. So you're deeply bonded in a way that probably wouldn't have happened otherwise.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm so proud and so inspired by you, Arabella. You're a beautiful representation of the class of 2025. And I don't say that lightly. I'm serious. I'm really proud and can't wait to see where you go.
Thank you.
Yes. Please remember us when you're famous. And,
Always.
Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate having you.
Thank you, Arabella, for being our first student guest.
Yes.
And I should say a student star.
The illustrious honor, of course.
Exactly, that we've had on the podcast. And the bar is set high now for this.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me.
Oh, of course. It's our honor to have you.
Yeah, the honor's all ours, and we're wishing you all the best, and we'll stay in touch, and you'll be crossing the stage pretty quick. So very fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Arabella, for joining us. Now we're going to do a little bit of editing time travel shenanigans and move on over to our next special guest and fellow Lawrence Youth of the Year nominee, Aiden Kong. All right, welcome back, everyone. We're here now at Sunflower Elementary.
Oh, it's so great to be here, and we have Aiden.
Oh, yes, of course. Aiden Kong, the Youth of the Year Lawrence nominee of Boys and Girls Club, of course, the famous Boys and Girls Club.
Hi.
Aiden, could you please introduce yourself for the people at home who may not know you?
My name is Aiden Kong. I'm Korean American, and I've been going to Sunflower Elementary for 6 years now.
Oh, my.
I've had multiple great teachers, and it's just been awesome.
That's wonderful. You're in 5th grade, right, Aiden?
Mhm.
Yeah.
6 years?
Yeah.
That's wild.
He's an expert
Yeah,
in sunflower.
he's an expert of sunflower for sure.
I'm in 5th grade. My teacher is Miss Morgan. She's funny. She tries to include everyone in activities, and it's just like one of the best classes I've had.
That's awesome. I'm sure Miss Morgan would be happy to hear that. We've heard a lot of great things about you. We just want to know who you are behind the Youth of the Year and all the fame. What do you do for fun?
I like to play video games with my friends, and
Ooh.
I play outside a lot. But with this weather, can't really do that.
No.
so-
No, that's a good point.
I was unable to be there the night of the award, but I heard these amazing stories about how you had this huge cheering section and they had signs and they were cheering you on and that you gave a speech. Could you share with us just a little bit? What was your speech about?
It was about overcoming bullying because of my race,
Wow.
and it was about how BGC kind of picked me up, and
Yes.
I wouldn't have a bunch of my friends, and it was just the best part of my after school time.
Wow, that's so powerful. I know that a lot of students will take encouragement from you sharing so openly your experience of bullying because of your race. That sounds like a really hard experience.
Yeah.
And what guidance would you give to younger students?
Don't listen to bullies, keep pushing through, and eventually you'll make it to your goal.
Yes.
If you just keep going, you don't have to think about the other people, just go.
Do your own thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the whole piece with racism is that if folks don't see us for who we are, then we just understand that that's a limitation on their side. We're beautiful just as we are, yes?
Yeah.
Aiden, you're so wise to understand that in 5th grade
Yeah.
already. Yeah.
It's a pretty difficult topic to deal with as an adult.
Yes.
I get pretty emotional when I think about it, and I'm 24.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the headspace that you probably go through when somebody is judging you not by, again, your character or who you are, but just because of the way you look.
Yeah.
And I'm proud that you made good decisions like that, and that doesn't matter to you. It doesn't matter what other people say to you. What matters is what you do.
Exactly.
And it shows that, at BGC, they feel the same way about you, because clearly being nominated for that award is no small feat.
Mm-hmm.
So very proud of you. That's awesome.
And also it represents your maturity,
Oh, yeah.
I love that. So tell us a little bit about your friends. Who do you hang out with?
My best friend, I've known him since 1st grade. His name is Aurelian, and he was there at the speech cheering me on.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, we play video games together, hang out all the time, and Gavin at BGC.
Shout out.
Yeah. He's also helped me.
That's great.
He just encouraged me, him and Aurelian, to just keep pushing through.
Good.
That's
And
great.
I just made it this far. Without them, I would have probably not even said I wanted to do the speech. But
Friends are super important. I'm glad that you have people who aren't going to judge you, and don't judge people by, what they look like or
Absolutely. Any of the circumstances.
or put people in boxes like that. I'm glad that you found that both here and at BGC, because good friends are hard to come by for sure.
They are, and you'll remember them for your whole life, don't you think?
mm-hmm.
So when you look ahead, Aiden, to the future, what do you want to be or do? Have you figured that out?
You got a long time, so
Yeah.
no pressure.
I always wanted to be an artist, drawing.
Great choice.
Yeah, animation panels is what I want to do.
Animation?
Yeah.
2D animation?
2D animation for studios.
That's awesome. I lost art.
Yeah, I draw a lot of cartoon characters. I'm
Working on
we have a library here at Sunflower,
Yeah.
and we could make books. So
me and my friend Davis are
making a book called, it's a weird name, but it's called Quentin and Fish Kid. It's about a fish and a duck.
I love it.
A fish and a duck, huh? Sounds like a real page flipper, huh?
Yeah.
No?
Uh,
You're right.
well-
We'll cut it.
All right. So, Aiden, we wanted to talk about you as an individual, and we wanted to talk about your matriculation at Sunflower in 5th grade. So, you've been at Boys and Girls Club this whole 6 years?
I think about halfway through kindergarten, I started reading BGC.
Okay.
First grade, COVID, so
Yeah.
I had to.
Oh, wow.
yes.
That's
I
strange.
see. Yeah.
First grade COVID.
Hmm.
I was a freshman in college.
Yeah.
I'm old.
But you've been in consistently then from 2nd grade on, right?
yeah, second.
It's awesome.
Great. So why don't we give Boys and Girls Club a shout out? Would you say maybe the best part of what's happened over there for you?
Well, so best parts of school, normal school,
Yeah.
is really fun, and BGC, which is also really fun. So I can't choose between them, but they're all,
Oh, they're like your children, you know?
yeah, they have places in my
Can't pick a
heart.
favorite.
That's great.
That's great, though.
And together they make a really great daily experience for you, yes?
Mhm.
Now, are you going to have to, is that going to change as you go to middle school? I'm just curious.
I probably me and my parents are finding out a way if I could go to the BGC Center for Great Futures.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
good.
That's where you go after elementary. And I'm hoping maybe I could just go there.
That's great. So then you could continue the Boys and Girls Club experience. But you really feel like it's given you a home away from home and just a great place to spend your afternoons, yes?
Hmm.
That's awesome,
great.
though. Kind of building on that, when you were nominated, what did you feel? What was going through your mind when you found out that you were nominated?
I was like incredibly surprised.
Surprised?
Yeah, I was
Yeah, why?
nervous.
Oh, well, that's fair.
I was trying to I was like, I've never done a speech before. I've never spoken in front of a bunch of people.
Oh.
And then after I was placed to go to the lead center for
Yeah.
my
Yes.
second speech,
Oh, yeah.
I knew I gotta win this now. I'm already this far, so we made a new speech.
Oh, my.
Like we,
Oh, yay.
and then I somehow won.
Somehow, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like one of the most amazing moments of my life.
That's
Awesome.
wonderful. Boy, giving a speech at the Lead Center
Oh, yeah, that's big
where
time.
all the lights are shining down, that was quite an experience, wasn't it?
Yeah.
On stage, you were looking out and you saw the huge crowd. What did you think?
Wow, I didn't know. I didn't know that I would be here, and I didn't know this many people would be here
Yeah.
for Youth of the Year and Junior Youth of the Year, because I saw a lot of people cheering for the Junior Youth of the Year candidates, me
Yeah.
and the other candidate, and we both did amazing. And
Yes, yes.
it was really hard because I don't think they could have chosen, because we were both really good.
Yeah, it's a hard decision.
I feel bad for them having to make a choice,
I
but
know, right?
Aiden, I don't know the others, but you're the obvious choice. I'll just say that.
Oh, yeah. They made an excellent choice with you, and I'm certain that all of the nominees
Were
and potential nominees
wonderful. Yes.
were wonderful. And the best thing you can do is just be the best version of yourself that you can be. And I love that you pointed out your peers and the hard work they put in. 'Cause
Exactly.
it says a lot about your character, bud.
And you know what? That night, everybody there was a winner. So congratulations.
Yeah, you earned it
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
You definitely deserve it. And we are glad that you are here. And wherever you go, you're going to do great and you're going to be a great part of the community.
Yes.
What inspired you to go for Youth of the Year?
My friends, my BGC leaders,
Yeah.
they were like, do it.
And
Also, after I chose to do it, I was like, I'm gonna try to win it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, after the high schoolers came over,
Mhm.
Yes.
2 of them came over, and they taught me that it's okay to just do it.
Yes.
Like, it's not, just don't be nervous.
I love that.
It's easier said than done, though, when there's
Yeah.
a giant crowd of people.
And you don't seem nervous at all. So you've obviously grown through this experience. Isn't it great to have people who spur you on to do things that you're not sure about at first?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that.
And
Yeah.
one thing that I've noticed about you, it seems like you do the same for other people.
Yeah.
Spurring people on and inspiring them to do stuff and telling them that they can and that they should. And I mean, that's huge.
Yeah. So I bet now that there are a lot of younger kids that look up to you, Aiden, through these years. You've grown up here and you're here at Sunflower and Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, you're the big dog on campus.
Yeah. So what do you say to younger kids?
Follow your dream. Just do that.
That's great.
There's things maybe that will pull you down, but eventually you'll get there.
Exactly.
Yes,
If you keep trying.
absolutely.
It'll take time, effort, sweat, blood, tears.
That's
But
right.
Eventually, the end goal will be just like a step away.
Yes. That's exactly
Yeah.
right.
You go to school, college, all that to get to your dream. And there's always people on that way to help you.
And on that note, Aiden, Andrew and I, cannot wait to see where you go. And because we know you're going great places in your future. And what an honor for us to get to meet you today and hang out with you for a few minutes. You're just an extraordinary young person. And thank you so much for everything you give here at Sunflower and at Boys and Girls Club. We are all better because you're a part of what we do here.
Absolutely. Yeah. We are very lucky to have people like you. We need more people like you on this planet in our community.
Yeah.
Having good people like you to cheer everybody on and to lift everybody up is important.
That's right. We want to give a shout out to your family because we know
They're your biggest fans.
Yeah, they're your home team. And we're going to give a shout out to Miss Morgan and all of your folks here at Sunflower, your principal and Miss Green and all the folks here because it's all a part of who you are. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, pretty soon we'll see you at 5th grade continuation, right?
Mm-hmm.
That'll pass you on to middle school. Yeah?
Yeah, I don't want to leave.
Oh,
We don't want you to leave. So,
yes. Thank you for blessing us with your presence today and sharing your advice. Young kids, they look up to people like you that accomplish so much at such a young age. We are very excited to see where you go. Whatever your future entails, you're going to do great stuff. So,
you always look back at Sunflower as your
yeah.
starting spot. All right. Thank you, Aiden.
Perfect. All right. That's a wrap.
We want to give a huge shout out, obviously, to our amazing first ever student guests here on the podcast. We appreciate them coming on and taking the time out of their day to talk about themselves and their experiences. Thank you, Arabella and Aiden, for doing that. We appreciate you. And also a big thank you to Lawrence High School and Sunflower Elementary, as well as their staff that helped set up and facilitate these interviews and allowed us to record on location in their buildings. So thank you to them as well. If any of you out there think of anybody you would like to have on the podcast or any topics that you think we should discuss, I'll leave a link down below in the show notes or description to our website where you can learn how to contact me. Feel free to send your ideas. I would love to hear them. And also for those interested in more news, updates, anything Lawrence Public Schools related, or to find out when the next episode of this podcast is posted, be sure to follow Lawrence Public Schools on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever you like. And finally, thank you to all of our lovely Lawrencian listeners out there. Appreciate you tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this extra special episode and hope to see you on the next one. Until next time, this has been the Lawrence Public Schools Podcast. Have a good one, everybody.